Level 1, the seeker. You're 29, burnt out. You have a job that lives inside your phone and a heart rate that never settles. It's 3 a.m. and you're scrolling and you land on a video. An old man, bare to the waist, sitting cross-legged on a slab of ice. Steam rising off his skin, the snow around him melted into a perfect dark ring. Something in you cracks open. Not belief, just hunger. You buy a mat. You can't touch your toes. Your mind won't shut up for 10 seconds straight. But at the very end, flat on the floor, you go quiet for 90 seconds. Real quiet. And then your phone buzzes, and it's gone. You spend the rest of the day trying to climb back into those 90 seconds. Level 2, the student. You're 31. You found a teacher. You show up at 6 a.m. 6 days a week in the dark. One morning, she presses 2 fingers between your shoulder blades and says, "Breathe to here," and your breath reaches a floor it has never touched. You almost weep on the mat. You learn the word siddhi, power, and the same page that names the powers warns you they're the most beautiful trap on the entire road. You file that under things that happen to other people. But you've started looking down on everyone who doesn't practice. The ego doesn't announce itself. It just quietly moves in and changes the locks. Level 3, the serpent. You're 34. You've quit the job you teach, you wake at 4 a.m., and you go deep into the breathwork the books told you not to rush. One morning, you hold the breath empty at the bottom of the exhale, and something moves. A coil of heat at the base of your spine uncurls and strikes upward like a snake made of electricity, vertebra by vertebra, and detonates white light behind your eyes. Your body locks. You watch the room from near the ceiling. When you drop back in, an hour is gone, and you're shaking and laughing and frightened all at once. Kundalini, the serpent. The text said it would either wake you up or burn you down. But you start chasing it. One afternoon, you gray out and split your forehead on the floorboards. Your teacher looks at the blood and says quietly, "Go to the source, or this kills you in this room." She says one word, mountains. Level 4, the pilgrim. You're 36, one bag, no return ticket. You fly to Rishikesh, but it's too loud, too many people selling enlightenment by the hour, so you keep going. A jeep on a road carved into a cliff. Gangotri, 18 kilometers on foot to Gomukh, the glacier's mouth where the Ganga is born. Ice the color of a bruise. Sky low enough to touch. Higher still to Tapavan, a meadow at 4,300 meters under the blade of Shivling Peak, where yogis have lived in stone huts for decades. One of them, ageless, eyes like still water, lets you sit near him. He becomes your master. You don't choose it. It chooses you. He teaches you the inner fire. Tomo. On a night so cold your spit freezes before it lands, you sit bare-chested in the snow and ignite. Heat rolls off you in waves. The snow hisses back into a perfect dark ring. By dawn, you have not shivered once. You are the old man in the video now. No one is filming. But you've traded the entire human web for thin air. Your mother's calls go nowhere. A relationship ends in a single, undelivered text. You tell yourself it's the practice. Level 5, the knower. You're 44. The powers come. You hear the pilgrims on the trail far below, not their voices, their words, clear as if they're sitting beside you. The nada comes too. A low, unbroken hum with no source, the note the universe is endlessly humming to itself. A snow leopard, the cat no one ever sees, pads out of the rocks and lies down 8 feet from you. It stays until moonrise. The master teaches you samyama, to fix the stilled beam of your mind on a single thing until it surrenders its secrets. You turn it on time. You see backward through lifetimes. You see forward. One morning, you walk down to the village and tell them to clear the lower fields before the 3rd night. They laugh. On the 3rd night, the glacier calves and a wall of ice takes the lower fields, and not one person is standing in them. After that, they climb to you in hundreds. They put a JI on the end of your name. But this is the exact trap the books warned about on page 1. The ego you spent 15 years dissolving has come back wearing robes. It looks so much like holiness, you almost miss it. Level 6, the Guru. You're 52. They built you an ashram. You didn't ask for it. You also didn't say no. 80,000 people follow an account a devotee runs in your name. There's a retreat, $5,000 a week, 2-year waiting list. People touch your feet and weep, quit their lives to be near you, exactly the way you once quit yours to chase a melted ring of snow at 3 a.m. You sit at the front of a hall of 500 and feel the whole room breathing in your rhythm. And it is, God forgive you, the most powerful feeling you have ever had, more than the fire, more than the flight. A man flies in from another continent, kneels, and asks you what his life is for. You open your mouth and an answer comes out smooth and certain. He sobs with relief. But you don't know. That's the crack, and it runs all the way to the floor. You stopped practicing and started performing the practice. You haven't had one true silent night in 2 years. You built a temple out of light and put a price on the door. Level 7, the deathless. You're 58. You walk out before dawn, one bag, no announcement. You smear ash across your skin and disappear into the Kumbh Mela, 10 million pilgrims, and not one knows your face. You give up the last and sweetest power of all, being seen. You go back up, past the last village, past the last path, to the glacier's mouth where it all began. You sit, not to gain anything. There's nothing left to gain. You sit the way ice sits in stone. And one ordinary afternoon, the one who was sitting there simply isn't. No witness behind the eyes, no traveler, no listener, no guru, no ghost. Because there were never any eyes that belonged to anyone. The mountain, the cold, the hum, and not one thread of it wearing your name. The thing that bought the mat at 29, that wanted those 90 seconds back, that lit the snow and built the temple, it was the latter. It was never the one doing the climbing. That is the secret the old man on the ice could not tell you and you could not have heard. The final level is the one where the player disappears. The river goes on, the hum goes on, and somewhere far below, a tired person at 3 a.m. finds a video of an old yogi on the ice. Steam rising off bare skin, a perfect dark ring melted in the snow, and something in them cracks open.